Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is another episode of English Chitchat ฝึกฟังภาษาอังกฤษ 90% where I speak 90% in English so you can practice listening and interacting in English here only at ฝรั่งอังหมอ Yay! We're live again every single week on Monday night. And today we're going live as usual on Facebook and YouTube. And today, just like every single month, we have a Q&A. So yeah, if you have a question that you want to discuss together with me, with us, watching this right now, so please feel free to comment in or maybe first just say hi. Yeah, it's great to see you today. For all English Chit-Chat, you and me were going to temporarily forget all the grammar rules and all the fear of making mistake and just trying to use the language because I myself always make some mistakes. So English Chit-Chat originally started because number one, I would like to get over my fear of making mistakes in English, just speak it out. And number two, hopefully, I think it could inspire you and encourage you to use English more confidently despite the fear that you may have as well. ไม่เคยเหมือนกันเลย slogan. Anyway, welcome to ฝรั่งอังหมอ again. Today, I'm gonna try to answer all of your questions, related or not related to English. Yeah, we can try to figure it out. คุณการ hello, how have you been? I've been great, amazing. Never been better. How about you? How are you today? คุณ DIP Motion, hi. คุณทิพย์เกสร hello. คุณแม่ใช่ไหมคะ hello. อ้าวพี่แนน hello. เพิ่งอยู่ในคลาสเมื่อกี้นี้ hello. I just had so much fun in public speaking class. It's just unbelievably good. Unbelievably good. คุณซัน hi คุณสุภกิจ hello, it's my first time for you live. Welcome. You should be here every week. So usually we have this live every week, but the last week of every single month we'll have a Q&A. And what happened is usually we have so many questions that we are unable to answer all. So I want to start off early so that we have time to answer almost all of your questions. อยากจะตอบคำถามให้ได้มากที่สุดในวันนี้นะคะเพราะฉะนั้นใครที่เข้ามาแล้วส่งคำถามมาได้เลยนะเดี๋ยวนะไล่ตอบให้นะคะ I will try to answer it one by one, and I will try to go with all the questions that you have, related or not related to English. It's fine. Yeah, both is fine. Oh my God, I have the loveliest students. Pinura. We just had a class with Pinura and Pinan, so she's like they're amazing, and I'm just really happy to have amazing students like this. Pinora, are you here really? How powerful. Yes, I know. Pinan said public speaking class is super good. We just finished the public speaking class. So yeah, we had so much fun. Not just the students, the teacher has way more fun. So yeah, amazing. I have great students. P.Egg, it's here. Your channel is very useful and fun. Thank you very much. Thank you for your contribution in every platform. That's amazing. Okay, the first question we have now is quite interesting. Which university did you graduate from? I graduated from Mahidol University International College, or I think we call MUIC. So yes, I graduated in Thailand, Thai University. So yeah, and I get to study, shortly. I got a scholarship to go study abroad program in University of Wisconsin-Madison in the U.S. for learning about psychology and educational psychology. So yeah, that's what I graduated from. Okay. Oh, this is interesting. Okay. คุณพัชรีพร I want to know how to manage stubborn students in class. I'm assuming you're a teacher or not. If you can clarify or elaborate a little bit further how stubborn you mean. Stubborn means they don't do what as you said, or stubborn means that they always run around or like not paying attention to what you said, or how is it like? I'm just going to give you some ideas. I like to think that for the past years I've been teaching both kids, like young kids, to like kids from in middle school or in high school, until people like who graduated already, people in also students and university students as well. I think sometimes we kind of tell them what we want to tell. We teach them how we want to teach as well. And we think about like, hey, you need to get this information. But I think that the role of a teacher should be also to add a little bit of things, just like we do public speaking or just like we do like creating content. I think what would be very helpful in really engage the students, whether or not they pay full attention in class or not, is to figure out what interests them, what motivates them, what incentivizes them, what they find interesting. How do we approach them better? Sometimes we kind of like, oh, they're bad students, they're bad kids, and leveling them could be not that you do it, yeah, but I once misunderstood, and I think some of my teachers in the past, like I was known to be stupid in English, when I was younger, and I didn't really like English. I hate English. ไม่ชอบเลยภาษาอังกฤษแล้วครูที่สอนภาษาอังกฤษนะตอนประถมอ่ะ I think she probably thinks of me like that I'm probably stupid and I'm not paying attention in class because I have absolutely no idea what's it about or how does it work. And I think the role of a teacher is to be able to analyze your audience, which is students, yeah. I think if they find something that are interesting to them and they kind of know how important to them, maybe how can we manage this in terms of like a positive reinforcement, like you have some certain rewards. I found that even the most like the naughtiest kids, some kids that doesn't seem to do well in class, they will start paying attention, they start engaging in certain activities the more you try to like approach to them, in a different ways. Maybe it can be games, it can be activities, but of course I understand that there are some limitations when you're a teacher in school. And when you teach in school, there are certain curriculum that you have to follow, certain rules that you have to go through, certain regulation that you have to follow. But I think a small element of trying to understand things from their point of view should be very helpful. Yeah. And I can't say, because I don't know the person, I can't say why they're stubborn, why they are not paying attention in class, or why they're not saying the things that you want them to do. But I think what's really helped me to deal with many kinds of students, young or old, studious or not studious, fast learner or slow learner, is to try to understand them from their perspective. What could be motivating to them? What's important to them? How they like things? What do they like? What do they not like? Are they struggling somewhere? Are they going fast somewhere? What are they looking for? All these things would be very helpful in creating the curriculum and delivery in a way that they could best receive the lessons. Yeah. I hope that answered your question. I could go in details about this, but I think that should be the main principle of looking at this issue. นะคะโอเคคุณนาทีสวัสดีครับพี่ FC นะคะขอบคุณค่ะ fried chicken ใช่ไหมคะ FC แปว ไม่ได้ interesting คุณดาวลินใช่ไหมคะคุณดาวลินสวัสดีค่ะเราชอบพูดถูกผิดเป็น verb ช่องที่หนึ่งเป็นverb พูด verb ช่องที่หนึ่งเป็น verb ช่องที่สองชอบพูด verb ช่องที่สองเป็น verb ช่องที่หนึ่งค่ะทำยังไงดีคะมีแพลนจะทำอะไรต่อไปคะในอนาคต for me okay so two questions right are they two separate questions so okay let me rephrase this in English so you usually say things that are supposed to be in past tense into present tense and present tense into past tense and it always like seemed like the grammatical element of it's just all messed up. Am I right? And the second question is what do you plan to do for the future? What do I plan to do for the future? Yeah. If I got your questions right, those are two separate questions, right? I don't know if I'm wrong, just correct me, yeah. One sec. The first thing is that we were taught in school to learn grammar in a very difficult ways. They're all accurate, but potentially most of the time could not be as practical as much as we want, right? Sometimes we missed out the fluency because we're trying to get the grammar right and it's all messed up. Let me be honest with you. My grammar, it still sucks. It sucks still. So there will be times when I'm supposed to say past tense. Sometimes I'm supposed to be present tense or present perfect tense. And I was like, keep correcting my own verb tense. Still, even until today. And I'm willing to bet that even some English speakers or some native speakers still are quite like, I don't know how it works. Like, I don't think they learn the way we do learn grammar. You know, like verb ช่องที่หนึ่ง some people don't even know what verb ช่องที่หนึ่ง is. You know, verb ช่องที่หนึ่ง verb 1, verb 2, verb 3, they don't know what it is. Seriously, we just use it as we go. Like people, a native speaker, they just use it because they're familiar. There is the language that you speak from birth, right? So reframe this a little bit. For me, I'm still making those mistakes. I'm trying to minimize the mistakes, trying to like get things right. But there will always be like something that I got confused or something like that. But the way that I try to learn grammar in a more practical way, คือนักก็เรียนจากโรงเรียนไทยมาเหมือนกันนะแล้วนักก็เรียนแล้วก็นักก็พูดประโยคเรียงประโยคผิดถูกอย่างเงี้ยมาตั้งแต่แรกเลยเหมือนกัน But the way that I try to do in order to improve my fluency and just to speak it out is to use copy and paste, input and output. I'll be watching movies, YouTube videos, TikTok videos, reading something, social media videos, all these things. And whatever I hear, I would just take that sentence structure, paste it in the context or in the situation that I have to speak it out, change it a little bit so that it fit my situation or context, but I just use it based on my understanding of the similarity of the context. งงไหมคือถ้าเกิดสมมติว่าเราเจอคำเนี้ยถ้าโกรธเราจะพูดอย่างนี้ถ้าพูดถึงประสบการณ์เราจะใช้ present perfect I have been to นะก็จำ I have been to แล้วก็ I have been to สมมตินะได้ยินนะ I've been to America แล้วก็เปลี่ยน I've been to Japan เพื่อเอามาพูดกับเพื่อนว่าเฮ้ยฉันเคยไป Japan มาก่อน so I don't actually in my head I didn't calculate subject คือ I have หรือ has or have บวก verb ช่องที่3ของ be คือ be was were been Japan พวกกว่ามันจะเรียงเสร็จมันพูดไม่ทันเพราะฉะนั้น fluency มันจะหายไปถ้าเราพยายามที่จะทำให้มันถูก tense ใช่ไหมคะเพราะฉะนั้นวิธีที่ง่ายของคณะเลยคือการต่อจิ๊กซอว์ตัวใหญ่ๆคือเราไปเห็นอะไรมาปุ๊บเราเอามาแล้วมาเปลี่ยนสีนิดนึงเปลี่ยนตรงนี้นิดนึงอันนี้พับมันนิดนึงตึ๊ดๆแล้ววางก่อนไปเลยแต่ถ้าเกิดสมมุติว่านะพยายามในจิ๊กซอว์ที่เราทั้งหมดเนี้ยแพ็กเกจมาเนี้ยคณะค่อยๆเอาทีละตรงวางทีละนิดมันจะไม่ได้พูดสักที So I can't just speak fluently, trying to connect the most little like I have มันไม่ได้พูดสักที yeah. So of course when you speak out and in some context that you're not familiar with, there's going to be some mistakes that you did, some confusion. I bet this is what I truly believe, that even though you messed up some tense along the way in your conversation, people will understand you almost like, yeah, people will probably still understand you most of the time. And the way that you do this is that you use the same context. สมมติว่าอะไรเดียวเวิร์กช่องที่สองlet me think. You did it for example ตกใจ you did it เธอทำมันได้แล้วเราก็จะแบบอุ้ยเธอทำมันได้แล้วเราส่วนใหญ่เราจะชอบแบบอุ้ย you do it เพราะว่ายังลืมผันใช่ไหมทีนี้ what you if you're gonna say to someone you did it ทำมันได้แล้ว you did it you finally did it you finished the project you did the pass the exam or something like that instead of trying to like you plus doแล้วเวิร์กเป็นช่องที่สองเรียงตารางอย่างเงี้ย for me what I try to do is I copy from the movie scene that I saw how this person actually compliment another person or congratulate this person saying you did it แล้วนะก็จับวางเลย you did it แล้วก็พูดกับเพื่อนเหมือนกันที่เราเห็นได้ยินในหนัง okay so that's how I improve my fluency and trying to learn grammar this way. And then after I already use it, then I come back to analyze the structure. คือมาเคลียร์เรื่องแกมมาทีหลังแต่ใช้ออกไปก่อนเพื่อให้เกิด fluency ก่อน I don't know if that makes sense. Yeah, I hope that answer your question. Thank you so much. Interesting. คุณกฤษพัฒน์ okay, I know you.How hard it is teaching when you were okay when I first teach when I first start teaching yeah how hard was it right extremely really hard like I wouldn't say I have been since very young I've been doing this like public speaking activities since like probably 8 years old or something like that I've been to like those like kids camps like พิพิธภัณฑ์เด็กแต่ก่อนนะเขาก็จะจัดแคมป์หรืออะไรor like all these like clubs and association or like yeah usually I go on camps and like we do like a lot of fun things but when you have to teach someone yourself and you feel responsible for their learning outcome it's a whole different scenario it's not just like you can speak in front of some people and you can now teach. I think it requires different skills. And I would have to say that when I first start teaching, there are many things that I have to figure out. I have to work really hard. I don't know how many hours or how much detail a teacher is teaching usually. Or when I was teaching, I was like, you can say tutoring. Yeah, I'm more like a teacher. So I start teaching like kids in school when I was a university student, right? And it was a bit hard because I figured things out on my own. Like learning English, I kind of like, okay, I love this movie, I watch it, I try to use it, but I have to find out like I feel like I have to write a manual, like a step by step for them. So whatever I teach you today, how like I explain to you like the videos that I make, the techniques that I have to offer you comes from the accumulation of many years of trying to figure out the things that work for me as well as my students. So it took years of experiment. สงสารเด็กๆที่เราเคยไปสอนมา but of course it's really fun in that I try to but I work really hard. I work extremely hard for every class. I don't know how usually people prepare for a class, but I spend hours mainly trying to find out not just what to teach, but how to teach, how they will learn. not just what they will learn, but how they will learn. A great deal of time. And I would say that it's all paid off. For kids who are like 7 years old, 8 years old, 10 years old, 12 years old, never spoken English in their life. Maybe just like, hello, how are you? What's your name? My name is blah, blah, blah. That's all. How do we bring out the best in them and get them to talk? That's really, really difficult. At first, they will not say anything. They will be like, so you will, because you already talk English, right? So you will be asking them a question and they just don't answer. And I didn't know what to do with that. Like, so then I try to come back again and, come back stronger about like, okay, what would be the techniques to get them to speak, for them to be more confident to use English with me? What would be something that break the ice between them and me, or all these things? So it was hard, but it was totally worth it. Totally worth it. Like every single class, not the students that get to learn, I get to learn a great deal. Like I get to understand how they learn, what makes them learn better, what makes them learn what makes it difficult for them to learn. I understand their struggles more, and that's just really a true gift for me. Yeah, thank you. Okay. คุณเขี้ยมใช่ไหมคะ I love studying English, but my pronunciation is so bad. I don't know why do you think your pronunciation is bad? Who told you that? You know what? I'm gonna share a story. When I first got back from India, when I first got back from India, and I think my friends told me that, you speak English fluently, but your accent is weird. Your pronunciation is weird. Like the way you speak English is weird. So I was like, I start doubting. Like I thought that like, okay, like my English was okay. Maybe probably when I was around like 17, 18, I was like, or 16, maybe something like 16. And then my friends actually told me like, and they were genuine. They didn't mean to hurt me, yeah? But they told me that, you sound weird. Like you speak English well, but you sound weird. So I got all like self-conscious for some time, yeah. And then I start learning through YouTube, and then whatever the person said, like the American YouTuber, he sounded really cool. So I just paused it and I imitated again and again and again. So what I want to tell you is that it doesn't really matter what you sound now. Maybe you think you sound bad, or maybe some other people say that you sound bad. But if your love for learning is still going strong, if you can keep doing this every single day, and you don't let that view of whatever, like, oh, I'm so bad at this is so bad, I struggle at that, I will never get better, holds you back, one day, just like I was at that point, one day you're gonna sound like super cool. I'm not sure if I sound like cool, but I'm sure a lot of people are great English speakers out there. They learn it the same way as well. At a certain point, they feel like their English was not that good, but they keep improving despite that. And there's gonna be one day that you look back to this day and you were like, oh, yeah, it was okay, but that pushed me and I never stopped learning. So that's where I am now in, developing my skills. So I wish you all the best. And one day you're going to sound exactly how you want it to if you don't stop learning. Yeah, okay. Wow, so many questions. 1 second. Oh my goodness. Wait. Oh, there are many questions. Let me. Oh, wow. Interesting one. คุณสหภูมิ where would you like to travel? Switzerland. that on top of my head. I really want to visit Scandinavian countries. Really want one day, like, or like Nordic countries, those Finland, Iceland, Norway, Sweden, and of course Switzerland. I've never been to Switzerland, and I would love to visit one day. Interesting question. Kun Chutikan, how to practice listening in English? Do it consistently and do listen to the things that you like to listen. Sometimes I thought that by forcing myself to listen to some English lessons that I think would be very educational would actually help me more. But what I realized is it doesn't really matter how much you sit down and listen to one thing one day, how many hours it is. Maybe you can sit down and listen to this 2 hours today, tomorrow, and day after that. But it's very less likely that you're going to keep continuing to listen to this hours and hours with something that you find a little bit boring, right? So find the things, the listening input that you like, that no matter what, whether you understand it 100% or 80% or 20%, you're going to want to keep listening to this. Just like I listened to this YouTuber. I think I understood only like 50% of what this YouTuber said, but I really like him. Did YouTuber. So I really like this person. I keep listening to him, even though I don't understand most of the things. But I want to do this. I watched like 3 to 4 videos, his videos every single day, same video again and again until I got, I know this word now. I got this word now. And it's kind of mind-blowing when you look back about maybe 3 months, 6 months of doing the little things, just 10 minutes a day, 15 minutes a day, but every single day nonstop for a few months. And look back at like, actually the accumulation of little, but built up over time is much stronger than just bam, 3 hours and then stop for the whole like 2-3 months and then bam again, blah, 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 blah. So I think, think about prioritize consistency and find personalized, that's a word, personalized learning. Personalize the input of the things that you put in your head to the things that you like, to make sure that you keep doing it. So that would be my most important thing. Apart from that, I think we have a whole unit in our course. น่าจะพูดฝรั่งได้หนังสือ and conversation, mainly about listening techniques. So if you're interested, just like text us or like, send us message to learn more about that. But that would be more in great detail. Yeah. But that would be the most, I think the things I recommend the most about listening. Practice listening. Yeah. Interesting. Kun Supakit. When you learn in university, they teach IPA? No. No. I never learned. I knew nothing. I know nothing about IPA. I knew nothing. I knew nothing about IPA until I start teaching English. Absolutely. I never heard of it. Never heard of it at all. And I didn't practice my English based on IPA at all. So that's why in my course, and especially in pronunciation, I teach mainly based on imitation technique, the way I learn it and the way I taught my students to learn it. So you'll probably notice that some of my very, very lovely students who have been with me for quite some time, they would start sounding like me because probably they imitate from me, which I hope they are satisfied with that. But I never learned from an IPA, so that's why I personally, and I didn't teach IPA. I don't teach IPA either. I introduced that, this is how it works. I think it could be very helpful sometime and most of the time, and for many other speakers out there. But for me, I didn't learn IPA, and I would probably be too dumb to learn IPA because there are so many things to remember. I'm very bad at memorizing things. I don't know about you. ใครแบบจำเก่งๆบ้างปะ I'm very bad at I'm still not good at IPA yet or memorizing things yet. So for me, I use a lot of imitation technique to, indulge me in the things that I like, to the movies that I like, the way คือเป็นคนแบบสุขนิยมอะนะเราเรียนรู้ก็อยากเรียนรู้กับสิ่งที่แบบทำให้เรามีความสุขแล้วเรียนแบบสนุกอะในทุกๆวัน so I guess yeah so I didn't learn IPA only until recently yeahคุณมิเนียนที่ not sure if this question was already brought out way too often but I really want to know your most productive trick interesting to remember and recall vocabularies very interesting question and yes it's probably frequently asked question but I'm willing to mention it again there are many things actually there are many techniques and you actually I have a video if our lovely admin can paste the link down here it would be very helpful so there are many ways to go on about this but I would like to introduce this formula of 4 things that help me and help many students and it's from the book called Fluent Forever as well to learn vocabulary better is number 1 is to use sound to remember with sound yeah so when you hear it from a song you hear it from the lines that like I am Batman or something like that something that it's stuck in your head or like baby shark it's stuck in your head right so that's from the sound yeah the second things you learn best is from the image yeah from the pictorial information so when you learn vocabulary, you want to find like a flashcard for kids. But for us, maybe we don't need flashcards, but you probably need an image in mind to associate the word with certain image. Maybe you can Google image, Google that up to associate or to link that word with image so that you can retrieve that information better. Yeah, sound, image. The next thing is personal connection. Yeah, personal connection is how is this information related to you? What does it mean to you? Our brain is very smart. Our brain thinks if it's not related to you, if it's not connected to you, then why remember it? Why retrieve it? So they're going to put it somewhere in the brain that you were probably not going to find, but it's there. But it's very unlikely that you will pull it out. So yeah, you have to make it somehow personal. It's kind of like something related to you. For example, you learn the word cat. You want to think about the cat or use the word cat in a way that it's related to แมวที่บ้านเราแมวตัวนี้ something like that or if you talk about the word pizza you have to think about like how you love pizza, what kind of like toppings you would like on that pizza or something like that. How is it related to you, that information? The last thing is spaced repetition, is that we don't remember just once, like see it once, listen to it once, and we're going to remember for the rest of our life, right? So usually, sometimes it takes some repetition. But when you learn something, you don't just, this word, Hanaki, this word. This word, it's too connect. You still didn't forget, man. So what the science tells us is that about memory is that when you try to remember this word, you learn it once, you saw it once. คำนี้แปลว่าอย่างนี้ใช้อย่างนี้ You leave for some time, leave it space for some time until your memory is like, I remember it. I almost forgot. Okay, remember again, learn again, and then. Remember it. I almost forgot. Okay, learn it again. I almost forgot. Learn it again. Until the space become longer and longer until you never forget again. So when you revise or you do like study revision, don't just read and come back again, read. Yeah. So sometimes you have to leave a space until you almost forget something. and then you remind yourself that information again. So that would be the 4 most important things in terms of learning vocabulary. But it's not limited to that. There are many other things that you can do. I speak way too fast, but มันมีเยอะมากเลยอยากพูดถึงหลายเรื่องมากเลยแล้วก็ชอบเรื่องนี้ I'm really passionate about learning how to learn. So yeah, check that videos. Maybe I didn't give a clear examples enough, but I will put the link down below. Yeah. Thank you for the question. คุณหญิง I try to pronounce really as you many times, but I can't. Could you tell me how to pronounce it like a native speaker? I have to say, I have to admit that it's probably the most difficult word. And it took a lot of time for me to try to get it right. But yeah, it's what I do. It comes after sometimes, and what I did was to imitate, to shadowing right away. So I will be clicking in the dictionary, or maybe right now that I'm gonna say it, or when I hear somebody say it. When somebody say it, I pause and I try to make the sound that is closest to the speaker or to what I just heard. It's okay. Let me do really. Let me break it down for you. So your tongue will be tucked in. Your tongue will be in the middle. ลิ้นมันจะอยู่ตรงกลางค่ะมันจะหดเข้าไปอย่างเงี้ยเหมือนไม่พูดไม่ปกติมันจะปากมันจะห่อเนาะตัว R real. What helps me is มันต้องวอร์มยืดเสียงก่อน enunciate ก่อนนะคะ real คือวอร์มเสียง R ก่อน real แล้วพอมันเป็น L ปุ๊บลิ้นมันจะมาแตะข้างหน้าพอ real ลิ้นมันจะมาแตะข้างหน้าพอดีจากที่ลิ้นห่อเข้าไปอย่างนี้ใช่ไหมคะลิ้นมันจะมาแตะตรงข้างหลังฟันตรงเนี้ยลีอะไรเงี้ย really I sound like a completely crazy person but you get me really I'm not gonna lie it's gonna take quite some time it took me a lot of time to try to get it right so I remember I think I watched Harry Potter and then I remember that I paused the scene in Harry Potter back then it was TV so I paused it and I was like reallyเดินไปรอบบ้านเลยก็ really เติมน้ำ really until I feel like I get the closest but it doesn't come from one time yeah it's like it took quite some time to get it correctly but then once you get it once you kind of you know the move มันเหมือนเล่นกีฬาเลยค่ะเหมือนถ้าวอลเลย์บอลน่ะครั้งแรกๆเราจะแบบว่ามันยังไงแล้วเนี่ยจะเสิร์ฟยังไงแล้วเนี่ยsometimes you got the hand right already but the angle is not right and the second time angle is right and the hand is kind of not okay or sometimes your shoulder is too stiff but the more times you get to do this thing the more you feel more comfortable in doing it and the higher number of times that you're going to get it right I hope that helps thank you greetings from Singapore hi greeting from Thailand okay interesting we have so many interesting questions can you tell me the ways of staying passionate about anything how to maintain your passion yeah I would have to say that my passion I don't know exactly I love what I do absolutely but what we should understand first is that it doesn't mean that if you love something wholeheartedly or you're fully or what you believe that you're passionate about this means that everything is going to be easy and smooth bed of roses and then you're going to keep continuing to love every single aspect to it for example let's say that I'm really passionate about singing for example yeah I'm passionate about singing doesn't mean that I will like everything about producing a song or singing in front of people. Yeah. Sometimes we met like a really tough audience. Sometimes like your voice cracked. Sometimes, all these things, or sometimes you have to travel way too much nonstop. So there's going to be some part in your work as a passion that you might not 100% like it. Yeah. I think what really keeps me going is not only knowing that I like doing something, but the purpose of doing something actually is beyond that. I love my job completely. I'm passionate about education completely. But sometimes it doesn't always like, I love education. I'm not tired. Like I can work 24 hours. Or like, I have this problem and I still love it completely. I think that's probably an illusion somehow. I think we do go through tough times, even though you're passionate about the things that you do. But I think if we have something like a purpose that's higher above all of that, where you are heading towards. There's going to be some obstacles, there's going to be some difficulties, but what you're doing it for. Why. Yeah, not just I like it, I love it, but why you're pushing through this. You're doing it, and also most of the time knowing that you're doing something beyond your own needs. It's not just about you. You're doing it for other people. You're doing it for the society. Wait, ทำไมมันดูแบบ universe มากเลย But the purpose beyond you. It's going to help you stay in that track in the long run. But start questioning yourself every now and then. I think it's a good self-reflection as well. You need to, of course, ask yourself, what am I doing? Do I really like this? How does it help other people? How do I make a difference? If you really like it, but maybe it doesn't, help you move forward. Sometimes, questions like this could be helpful in, setting the direction and the track that you're going to go forward. So I think it's not just only about passion to try to maintain. It's probably about the purpose as well, why you're doing this. Yeah. So all these two things together could be a much better way to try to stay on track, or either to decide whether you want to change your track. Yeah. Okay. Grammar is easy for you, right? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. I have a hard time learning grammar. I'm still learning it every single day. I'm not gonna lie, I'm still learning new things about grammar every single day. Seriously.พี่นะครับเรียนภาษาเพื่อเล่นเกมให้ผ่านผิดไหมครับ Interesting question. So you asked, is it wrong to learn the language to win in a game? Like the computer game? Why would that be wrong? My question is, why would that be wrong? I think learning something, if you understand that education is in everything, everywhere, wherever you are, not limited to only your classroom, and maybe for whatever purposes. I learn English because I'm in love with a YouTuber. Seriously, how it's not because I think about my future. So whatever you're passionate about, you will find that if you are learning something to get better at something else, and you love that track, why not? Right? Why not? I mean, and that's kind of like a great thing, learning that you're learning this for your enjoyment, so that your journey of learning is going to be more enjoyable as well, right? So why not? My question is, why would that be wrong? Yeah, I learned English not seriously because, it's going to be really good for my career opportunities when I was like 17, 16. No, I learned it because I really want to speak like the dude that speak on YouTube, and he sounds really cool. So I just try and imitate him, and that's where I am now. So if it's something that makes you feel fun and you get to learn something new every single day, why not? go for it. I mean, of course, if I don't know, maybe I don't understand like the context that very well, but for me, reading from this, I don't think it should be a problem at all. Yeah. Okay, let me see. Maybe one last question. โอ้โหเยอะมากเลยอ่านไม่ทันนะ Okay, let me go through the questions real quick. Wow. How do you remember English words? Oh, I just answer the vocabulary memorization tricks. Yeah, you should maybe like, or we can send you the link later on. Okay. Kun, very interesting. Well, today we have so many interesting questions. How to avoid Thai people who still judge someone who use grammatically incorrect. I don't think we can avoid. I mean, you could probably, most of the time we avoid people judgment by not doing it, which means not speaking it out, because otherwise like people are more likely to judge you because they probably could hear you. And whatever you do, however you speak, even if you speak well, there's going to be people who judge you. For example, I speak a lot of English today. There's going to be people who are like, what are you talking about? You're talking for yourself. Like no one can understand you. Blah, blah, blah. There could be some people. So whatever you do, correct or incorrect in your own version or in their version, there's going to be someone who's judged you. I think thinking about avoiding doing something or avoiding certain people or avoiding certain circumstances, if you think that avoiding this actually limits your own journey of development, actually is the thing that actually stops you from developing yourself better, then you don't want to do it. Then you want to whatever you do, there's going to be people that judge you. So just know that in yourself. But I know that there could be some people that might judge you, Thai or not Thai, yeah? English correct or not correct, yeah? But if you actually understand fully that you're doing this for yourself, for your own development, not for other people to be impressed by you, I think you can move forward a little bit easily. And just know in your head that there's going to be people that's going to judge you in whatever you do, however you do it. Just do it and think about yourself. How is this helping me and potentially helping other people in turn in the future? Yeah. So I think that would be a good way to move beyond the judgment, hopefully. Not like I'm insensitive to that. I'm very sensitive to that. Whenever there's some mean comments, I would be like, no, please don't hate me. I'm very insensitive to that. I'm a people pleaser. I need a lot of, I always look out for validation. I'm not going to lie. But, teaching you guys and empowering you all to do this, I think I have to move beyond that. I'm trying. I'm still learning to do that and to understand myself fully of why am I doing this? I'm doing this for people that are going to get something, are going to benefit from this. So I'm not doing this for people to be impressed by me. I'm doing this so that I could inspire other people to do the same. Oh, take that. Okay. One last question. วันนี้แบบเยอะมากเลยพี่วูดดี้ learning speak willingly lesson 3 แล้วจ้า unit 3 หรือ lesson 3 คะ lesson 3 แล้ว keep going speak willingly นี่เขาจบกันไปแล้วนะพี่วูดดี้ Okay. Interesting. Do you know about MBTI, the 16 personalities? Yes, I do, and I feel like it sounds like a fortune teller. I don't know how they got it like 100% right about me. I keep reading the result and I was like, how did they know? Okay. In June, I will take Army pilot exam. Now I'm so tired. Please give me inspiration please give an inspiration, motivation. You can do this. Go for it. Nothing is beyond your capabilities. If you set your mind to do it, you will be able to do it. Hey, นี่ inspiration ไหมเนี่ย I want to know if your course has a limited expiration date. As far as I know, no, you don't. Like I totally understand that struggle that sometimes like you can't finish it in time, and sometimes you want to go back to revision, so we don't have มีจำกัดเวลาค่ะคอร์สเรานะถ้าตอนนี้นะเท่าที่นะดู as far as I know ไม่มีจำกัดเวลาค่ะสามารถกลับมาเรียนทบทวนเมื่อไหร่ก็ได้สมัครครั้งเดียวแล้วก็ดูได้ตลอดชีพค่ะโอเคเนาะว้าวทุกคนอยากตอบทุกอย่างเลยอ่ะ I really oh my goodness I really want to answer all of the questions and I really want to ทำไงดีอ่ะ you guys please I hope really please next week please come back next week we're gonna do this on Monday again hopefully at around 9 p.m. I will try to be on time so please don't hesitate or like please welcome please come back again next time and I will try my best to answer all of your questions and it's been a struggle but I try to if you're here early I will try to answer first come first serve kind of situation here anyway for a lot of people asking this in the comment section so I'm gonna go and talk about it for our courses right now there are certain courses that you can take and all of the coursesคอร์สทั้งหมดของเราตอนนี้นะคะไม่มีจำกัดเวลาสมัครครั้งเดียวก็คือดูได้เรื่อยๆเลยเนาะดูได้ตลอดเลยนะคะคอร์สที่เรามีอยู่ทั้งหมดตอนนี้ก็คือต้องถึงกับลบที่ให้เพราะว่ามันเยอะโอเคนะคะเรามีคอร์สสำหรับ beginner นะคะพูดฝรั่งได้ดังเสก pronunciation แต่พูดฝรั่งได้ดังเสกเนี่ยจะเป็นแบบปูพื้นฐานโดยรวมทั้งหมดเลยอย่างที่บอกเรื่องของการฟังยังไงให้พูดเก่งขึ้นเรื่องของการจำคำศัพท์เรื่องของการสร้างความมั่นใจในการใช้ภาษาเรื่องของการออกเสียงเรื่องของการใช้ประโยคทั่วไปหรือเรื่องของการฝึกในชีวิตประจำวันนะคะอันนี้จะเป็นคอร์สพูดฝรั่งได้ดังเสกสีฟ้าเนาะ pronunciation พูดเหมือนได้ออกเสียงเป๊ะเวอร์ all about pronunciation how I practice my pronunciation which is there's not much about like I'm gonna be honest it's not much about IPA จะไม่ได้มีแบบที่เป็นหลักการว่าต้องทุกคนกลับไปท่องจำนะเพราะว่านะก็ไม่มีปัญญาท่องจำเลยเหมือนกันนะฝึกมายังไงนะฝึกให้นักเรียนของคณะมายังไงตั้งแต่ที่ผ่านมาตลอดเนี่ยนะก็ใส่ให้ทุกคนในคอร์สนี้รวมทุกเทคนิคที่คณะใช้แล้วมันเวิร์กนะคะ pronunciation พูดเหมือนได้ออกเสียงเป๊ะเวอร์รวมถึงกฎการใช้กฎการออกเสียงต่างๆที่ถ้านาคิดว่าถ้านารู้ตั้งแต่ตอนแรกๆที่นาฝึกภาษาอังกฤษนาจะพูดได้เป๊ะเร็วขึ้นเนาะแล้วก็ conversation สนทนาลื่นไหลมั่นใจ100%จะเป็นเรื่องเกี่ยวกับการพูดโต้ตอบให้ดูเป็นธรรมชาติมากยิ่งขึ้นลื่นไหลมากยิ่งขึ้นดูแบบnatural มากยิ่งขึ้นนะคะแล้วก็คอร์สที่ฮอตฮิตมากๆตอนนี้ก็คือ think in English คิดเป็นภาษาอังกฤษพูดได้คล่องไม่ต้องท่องจำนะคะก็คือทั้งหมดเลยคำถามที่ทุกคนถามมาเยอะมากวิธีจำคำศัพท์วิธีเรื่องของ tense ใช่ไหมคะเรื่องของทำยังไงให้ไม่แปลเป็นภาษาไทยทำยังไงให้คิดเป็นภาษาไทยเป็นภาษาอังกฤษได้เร็วขึ้น all these things will be in think in English but we don't teach grammar we don't teach vocabulary คอร์สนี้จะเน้นเรื่อง how to โดยเฉพาะเน้นเรื่องเทคนิควิธีการเรียนให้ได้ผลจำได้ใช้คล่องโดยเฉพาะนะคะ think in English คิดเป็นภาษาอังกฤษพูดได้คล่องไม่ต้องท่องจำนะคะแล้วก็มีภาษาอังกฤษสำหรับการทำงาน English for Career Development นะคะสำหรับใครที่ต้องใช้ภาษาอังกฤษในการเขียนอีเมล job interview business meeting negotiation conversation at work polite and formal English that will be English for Career Development speak brilliantly นักเรียนเราเยอะมากเลยนะ speak brilliantly มาอยู่ในนี้เยอะมากเลยนะคะเมื่อกี้มีพี่แนนพี่โนราพี่วูดดี้ด้วยนะคะspeak brilliantly เนี่ยจะสำหรับคนที่ต้องใช้ภาษาอังกฤษเพื่อการพูดในที่สาธารณะหรือ present นำเสนอ pitch present งานนำเสนองานเป็นภาษาอังกฤษหรือตั้งใจมีแพลนว่าเราอยากจะขยายงานไปต่างประเทศหรือเราต้องการที่จะพูดติดต่อประสานงานกับคนต่างประเทศได้อย่างเป็น professional มากยิ่งขึ้นอันนี้แนะนำว่าอยากให้เป็น intermediate ขึ้นไปเท่านั้นนะคะเพราะว่าเราสอนคอนเทนต์ทุกอย่างเป็นภาษาอังกฤษ90% นะคะแล้วก็ teach in English it's cool นะคะ for those of you that want to start teaching online especially teaching languages specifically in English we take all the know-how all the techniques all the tools that could be helpful to you in this community as well so if you have questions or support we also provide you for that as well นะคะมีคนถามมาว่า21 day จะเมื่อไหร่จะได้จัดกลางปีนี้รอแป๊บนึงเราจัดแค่ปีละครั้งนะคะแต่นี่คอร์สที่ทุกคนสามารถสมัครได้ตลอดมีอยู่3คอร์สพิเศษค่ะที่สมัครก่อน4เมษายนนี้ก่อนสิ้นเดือนนี้จะได้ส่วนลดถึง 1,000 บาทนะคะมันจะมีโค้ดส่วนลดเป็นโค้ดเปิดตัวเว็บไซต์ของเรานะคะมีนะเปิดให้ดูนะคะตุ๊บนี่คือ3คอร์สนี้นะคะก็คือมีโค้ดลด300 บาท800 บาทแล้วก็ 1,000 บาทสำหรับใครที่ตั้งใจจะลงเรียนอยู่แล้วก็ช่วงนี้ก็จะเป็นช่วงที่คุ้มนะคะเพราะว่ามันจะมีส่วนลดพิเศษอยู่พอดีนะคะก็บางคอร์สก็เรียนรวมกันแล้วคุ้มกว่านะคะแล้วก็ช่วงนี้ก็มีคนมาสมัครเรื่อยๆเลยเนาะแล้วก็ตอนนี้เราพยายามทำให้ learning experience ของคุณง่ายแล้วก็เข้าถึงได้ง่ายมากที่สุดแล้วก็เรียนได้อย่างแบบเป็นสเต็ปไม่มากที่สุดเราก็เลยทำเป็นเว็บไซต์ให้กับทุกคนได้เข้าเรียนได้อย่างสะดวกมากยิ่งขึ้นนะคะก็อันนี้จะเป็นโค้ดส่วนลดใครที่เข้าเรียนแล้วอย่าลืมใช้ส่วนกรอกโค้ดลงไปด้วยนะคะตอนที่เรากดสั่งซื้อมันจะมีช่องให้เราใส่คูปองก็เลือกไปว่าเราซื้อเท่าไหร่นะคะแล้วก็ใช้โค้ดอะไรได้บ้างนะคะใครต้องการสอบถามอะไรเพิ่มเติมสามารถทัก inbox มาได้ตลอดเลยนะคะแอดมินแล้วน่ารักมากนะคะ Okay that should be very much it for today I'm so sorry that I was not able to answer all of the questions. I will try my best. Next time, please come early next month. We're gonna have a Q&A. So I'm sure I'll try my best to go through all the questions. Thank you very much for staying with me. And this is Thank you so much. You guys are the best.You are the very reason that I keep doing this and I couldn't be more fortunate. I couldn't be any luckier to have followers like you all and students like you all. So thank you so much. Have a great week ahead of you. All the best. Keep learning. Happy learning. And that's it for today. Bye byeนะคะ. Have a good night. Follow us on Facebook, YouTube, social media.Clubhouse, TikTok, okay? Thank you. Bye-bye.